People don't really care who's right. They only care who wins. And Arthur Schopenhauer, the German philosopher who believed life was mostly suffering, left us the ultimate villain's manual, dirty tricks to win any argument. Not a handbook for saints, more like a survival guide for those who'd rather dominate than be right. So let's walk through this dark arsenal, and by the end, you'll know every move in the book, even if you wish you didn't. The first way to win? Don't fight the point. Escape it. Stretch your opponent's words to absurd extremes. Take them too literally, so they sound stupid. Shift the meaning of a word mid-conversation. Drag the debate into side alleys. Pile up tiny details until they drown. If they protest, pretend they misunderstood. Or answer a completely different question and act like that was the point all along. When you feel the walls closing in, change the subject entirely, like pulling a fire alarm just to get out of class. You've seen this trick in politics, in office meetings, and especially online. The original topic vanishes, but someone still walks away claiming victory. But distraction only gets you so far. If you really want to break an opponent, you don't just twist their words, you go after their nerves. Logic is fragile, but emotions? They explode on contact. So, attack the person, not the point. Make them angry because rage clouds thought. Use sarcasm and mockery until they stumble. Push them into overreacting so the crowd laughs at them. Drop little humiliations one after another until their confidence cracks. Pretend to be offended so they look cruel. Interrupt constantly, never let them find their rhythm. And when all else fails, wear the mask of moral superiority. How dare you even say that? These are the dirty weapons of every family dinner argument, every toxic workplace debate, or every screaming match on live TV. The truth dies in silence, while the loudest ego walks away crowned. But anger only creates smoke. If you want the fire to look like light, you'll need the appearance of reason. Logic on the outside, poison on the inside. This is where the tricks put on a suit of reason. Use false analogies, comparing apples to bullets. Make sweeping generalizations from a single story. Hide your conclusion inside your premise so it sounds inevitable. Demand impossible proof so the other side collapses. Quote authorities, even irrelevant ones, to sound credible. Ask loaded questions that trap them no matter how they answer. Claim their silence means agreement. Flip cause and effect so they look guilty. Pretend that common sense is obviously on your side. And if the crowd isn't convinced yet, drown them in jargon, throw up straw men, let the illusion of logic carry the day. Watch influencers debate online or politicians on TV. What they're selling isn't truth. It's sophistry wrapped in confidence. But remember, arguments aren't fought in a vacuum. They're theater, and the crowd decides who wins. So you bend the spotlight your way. Appeal to whatever the audience already believes. Force your opponent to defend unpopular ground. Pretend they've already conceded something they didn't. Flip the burden of proof. Make them prove everything, while you prove nothing. Hesitation? Call it defeat. Pretend not to understand them so they look unclear. When caught in a trick, accuse them of the same thing. And above all, repeat your claim again and again until it feels true. This isn't about honesty, it's about performance. And as long as the audience nods, laughs, or claps, you've already won. But what if none of that works? What if every trick collapses? That's when the mask comes off. When all else fails, go primal. Turn aggressive. Get louder, harsher, more hostile. Throw in obscure references to look smarter than you really are. And if you're truly cornered, walk away. Declare victory. Don't give them the chance to answer. That's how debates usually end. Not with reason, but with noise, spectacle, or silence. Schopenhauer didn't list these tricks so you could master them. He listed them to expose just how rotten argument can be. Because debate rarely protects truth. Debate protects egos. And now you know the dirty tricks of rhetorical war. So what will you do with them? Use them to crush your rivals? Or recognize them in others and quietly smile at the absurdity? Maybe the only honest move, in the end, is silence. And that's a wrap, my dear friends. Thanks for hanging out with me. Until next time, stay awesome.